it's Destiny, and today we are going to be doing an Ashveil and Jade showcase. And before we get into today's video, I'd love to know which upcoming character you are the most excited for. For me personally, it's really hard to say between Silverwolf or Evanescia. And lastly, if you'd like to see more content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. For today's team, we're going to be using Ashveil, Jade, Heng, and Tribbie, and we're going to be featuring this team here in Pure Fiction. What's really cool about Ashveil in particular is when you deal a killing blow with his follow-up attacks here, he will actually swap what enemy he is using his follow-up attack on. So we'll be able to showcase this in a moment here once we get his ultimate once again. And what's really nice as well, we're going to be able to attack the bait very frequently with this team. When it comes to Heng's ultimate, Heng's Soul Dragon attacks, Tribbie's follow-up, Tribbie's ultimate, and then of course Jade's follow-up frequency as well. As you can see, we almost have Ashveil's ultimate. Now we have his ultimate once again. And Ashveil will be able to regenerate 8 fixed energy each time the bait is attacked. So because of that, Ashveil is going to be able to nicely take advantage of this in order to use his ultimate very frequently. And as you can see here, we're just swapping between the enemies and they are all a goner. And now Tribbie's follow-up, there we go, another Ashveil follow-up. And now with Ashveil here, we can also just use his skill. And now that bug will explode. But yeah, Ashveil is really cool and interesting in Pure Fiction, especially for a hunt character. Being able to use his ultimate and then that enhanced follow-up attack, swapping between the enemies it's attacking is really cool. Now Jade follow-up, Ashveil once again, and now we have the Ashveil ultimate again. We're going to be able to frequently get Ashveil's ultimate here throughout this showcase. Now with Heng, we can basic attack. Boom! There goes Ashveil. And with Tribbie, we also got her ultimate. So what's really nice is we're just going to keep getting more and more energy for Ashveil, for Tribbie. Heng made Ashveil the bond mate. So because of that, when Ashveil is unleashing his frequent attacks, Heng is going to get more energy as well. Now we can use the ultimate. Boom! There we go. Now comes an Ashveil, and now a Tribbie follow-up, more energy for Ashveil once again, and now we also have Jade's ultimate. We could just use her ultimate here. I now have 8 stacks, which is perfect, and boom! Ideally, there would have been nice if these enemies spawned in after Jade's ultimate, but it is okay. We should still be able to get a very nice score here with this team. Now the Ashveil ultimate. And oh, it's so cool just seeing these follow-ups in action. And boom, another follow-up. And another follow-up. It's like back-to-back follow-ups. Now we have Soul Dragon. Now we have Ashveil once again. And now with Jade, what we're going to be able to do is just basic. Boom, there we go with Ashveil. And basic once again, now that enemy is gone. We're going to just take a bit of damage here, but this is fine as this is giving us more and more energy, which is perfect. So what we're going to do now with Tribbie is just basic. Tribbie also has Dance, 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 which means we're going to be able to advance for the team every time we use her ultimate here. There we go, Soul Dragon time. Now we got the Heng ultimate, which means we're going to be able to give even more energy here to Ashveil. Now this will kick in. Now Tribbie, boom! Now Jade, and we got the Ashveil ultimate. We're not going to waste any energy here when it's Ashveil's turn, as we're going to be able to take advantage of his skill and just continuously get more energy here to use his next ultimate. Now this will kick in once again. Tribbie follow-up, another Ashveil follow-up, and now all of these enemies spawned in. With Ashveil, we can just skill, and now this will also attack all of these enemies. Soul Dragon time. Boom! Now we are on to... Oh wait, this is gonna happen first. Okay, now we are on to our Genty. We also have a nice amount of turns still and cycles to keep improving our score here. Let's actually see if we can get a 40k clear with this team. So Tribbie, now Jade once again, boom! And now we got the Tribbie ultimate. I'm just gonna use Ashveil right here. There we go. His ultimate is so cool as well. And boom! 3 of those went down. We got the barrier that's going to attack the rest of them. We got another barrier. Now Tribbie ultimate time. Let's go. Boom! boom, and bam. All right, so many follow-up attacks. I love it. The only thing I wish is we had even more Jade follow-ups, but it is fine. We could just use the skill here with Tribbie, as we do want the buffs from her skill. All right, now we have this barrier, but what I can do is use the Heng ultimate here. There we go, break the barrier, Ashveil follow-up, Tribbie follow-up, and now this will result in Jade follow-up. Boom! Now with Ashveil, we can use a skill. I believe this should be enough energy. There we go, we got his ultimate, so we can use that once again. And now for this super cool ultimate again, and we're just gonna keep swapping from the targets. And now the Tribbie follow-up. We also have Tribbie ultimate ready to go, so we are gonna take advantage of that as well to keep advancing forward the team. All right, this is also going to kick in more damage to our Genti. We're almost already at the 30k points, but our goal here is 40k, so we're gonna keep going. All right, go Ashveil. Okay, with Heng, we can just attack the bait, and I'm trying to make sure I always attack the bait with Heng, so we can get that extra bit of energy for Ashveil. Same with Tribbie and Jade. Whenever I use their basic attacks, I will always try to make sure that I am attacking the bait. So now we're gonna get hit here perfectly fine. What's nice about Soul Dragon's attacks, as well as Tribbie's follow-up and Jade's follow-up, they're just always gonna hit all of the enemies on the field anyway, resulting in us attacking the bait and more Ashveil energy. All right, there we go. Tribbie follow-up, boom! Now Tribbie ultimate, so we're gonna use that in a moment here. Advance for the entire team, and we can also use the Heng ultimate. And we have this follow-up from Jade as well. Okay, I think we should be able to get another Tribbie follow-up in a moment here, resulting in Jade follow-up and then Jade ultimate. Boom! Now time for Jade. Now we can use Jade's ultimate. There we go. Jade's ultimate looks super cool as well. And now Jade follow-up, let's go! I love how many follow-up attacks this team is unleashing onto these enemies here. It's so much fun. All right, Soul Dragon time. And now we almost have enough energy for Ashveil as well. Ooh, is this gonna get us enough? Okay, there we go, Ashveil ultimate. And we can just use his ultimate right here. All right, boom! Okay, we were able to get rid of 2 of them. Now Tribbie time. Ashveil again, and now the Tribbie ultimate. Yeah, I think we can honestly get the 40k here with this team. We still have a whole cycle remaining. We're about to be at 35k points. Pretty good stuff for Ashveil here. And then also, of course, we have Jade. Another thing you can also do actually for pure fiction is main DPS Ashveil as well, with advancing him forward and just further buffing his damage, and then the follow-up swaps between enemies. If he's able to deal even more damage, this will result in more enemies being defeated. All right, there we go, Jade. Boom! Oh my gosh, we're getting close to the 40k. I know we can do this. All right, Tribbie time. We need to use the ultimate, advance everyone forward. Boop, there we go. Jade time, Ashveil time, and now Soul Dragon. There we go. 38k. We can definitely do this. We're very close. All right, we are gonna take a bit of damage here, but this is good as this means more energy for us. Now with Ashveil, we can skill. Boom, there comes in Soul Dragon. And now we have the Ashveil ultimate. So once again, same thing as before. Let's see how many points we can get here. All right, we're just gonna keep swapping between these targets. The Tribbie follow-up, and we almost have Tribbie's ultimate once again. Alrighty. Okay, we almost have 40k. We're literally right there. Now Ashveil. Now Tribbie. Now Jade. Can Ashveil finish it off? Yes, let's go. 40k. With Ashveil and Jade. That was awesome. And we still had a couple of actions left as well. So even if we were struggling a bit, we could have ended up using those remaining actions just to get as close as possible to 40k, or of course get the 40k in the end. All right, now let's check out our builds for today's video. Here is Ashveil. I also just have to say I love his design. He looks super cool. We do have his signature, but here are some alternatives you can use. We're also using City of Converging Stars and Ash Blazing Grand Duke, and then for his Eidolons, he's completely E0. I've not activated any of these, as you all can see. As for Jade, here she is. We are using her signature Lycon here. Trace is maxed out. The relic sets she's using, and then for Eidolons, she is also E0. Now for Heng, here he is. We do have a signature, but if you want a free-to-play option, you can consider using On the Fall of an Aeon. We're using Lusaka and Self-Enshrouded. The Lusaka buff is going to Ashveil, and we also have an E0 Don Heng. And now for Tribbie, here she is as well. And here are her stats. We have Dance Dance Dance, so we can advance her forward, especially with how often we're getting her ultimate. Dance 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 was a great option. And we also have an E0 Tribbie. I've not activated Eidolons on any of these characters here. And overall, this was a very fun showcase to do. I was really curious how Jade and Ashveil would be, if it would be any fun. And it could be even more fun if you had like an E1 Jade, for example, and potentially made Ashveil the debt collector. But even at E0, we were still able to get a 40k clear, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. And I love how Ashveil's follow-up attack, when you use his ultimate, just bounces between enemies as you defeat them. This is really cool, as this just allows us to get rid of those little enemies in pure fiction, and it ends up making him a pretty fun option overall to use in a mode like pure fiction, even though he is a hunt character. If you would like to see any specific Ashveil showcases, let me know in the comments down below. And lastly, if you would like to see more content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.